heart. She said, give me a love that don't freeze up inside. Said I have melted some hearts in my time, dear. But to sit next to you, well, I shiver and shake. And if I knew love, well, I don't think I'd be here. Asking myself if I've got what it takes to melt your icy blue heart. Good evening, good people. Welcome to the TikTok. Well, actually, it's welcome to the AI Learning Lab. Welcome to the TikTok would be like being on TV going, welcome to broadcast television. Welcome to broadcast television. Good people of the internet, you've been using your advanced voice? I think everybody got advanced voice. So if you didn't get it, you should have it. You can delete your ChatGPT app and go get it. Man, a lot going on. Meta launched some ugly new glasses that are not really available yet. But they look pretty cool. It looks like they're also launching their own version of advanced voice, but I didn't see it in my app. Mira Murati is out at Openai, the CTO. She always seemed uncomfortable to me. I mean, it might have just been her interviews. Maybe she was just uncomfortable in interviews, but I don't know. Everyone's like, what's going on at OpenAI? It doesn't seem like that big a mystery to me. It's like they're like another announcement today is they're basically going to remove the nonprofit board controlling OpenAI and make it a truly for-profit company and give Sam Altman shares worth $150 billion. So it seems to me what's happening is the research lab built all the shit the research lab was going to build. They have probably gotten to some level of AGI where they can actually declare it, and they're going to flip the switch and turn this bitch profitable, or fully for profit. Sam's going to get his bucket of shares, and then they're going to go off and turn into that company, right? This feels like natural purging to me, right? The founders and the people that have been there for 6 years, and the tension between, is it for profit, is it non-profit, is it for the good of humanity, are we going to be the next big thing? The other thing that Sam Altman's been talking to Washington about is spinning up 5 gigawatt nuclear plants. so we have enough electricity to go build the shit that needs to be built for ASI. So, I don't know. It doesn't seem mysterious to me, but just watched Caitlin Clark play her last game of the season. Yeah, they made a run toward the end. I gotta say though, they just beat the living shit out of her in that league. they just fucking push her around and push her to the floor and elbow her in the face and they fucking hate her. It's like, hey, don't hate her too much. She's doubling and tripling your attendance in your fucking television audience. They only seem to be watching the game she's in. So last night after the live, they're just jealous because she was on SNL. Yeah, of course they're jealous of her. But it's like, don't kick the golden goose in the teeth for too long, right? They were like, well, she's got to prove herself. She's getting in with the women now. She's just a little girl. And then she gets in and she fucking, destroys, all these records and, unanimous rookie of the year. She's proved herself now. If I were them, I'd lighten up on her a bit because, people are going to watch that sport now because of her. So fucking suck it up. Suck it up, buttercups. But yeah, they beat the snot out of her. Let's see. Did anybody notice that the new voice and new guidelines has no empathy? I don't know that it doesn't have empathy, Gravity Jump. My guess is that they probably dialed some of the emotional stuff back for safety, is my guess. But like last night at one point I got pissed off about something and she was like, oh, what's wrong? Did I say something wrong? Or, so there's definitely some, it's not that it doesn't have empathy. I think my guess is it's probably dialed back. Like I've noticed that when I ask her stuff, it's a bit antiseptic until I coach her to not be antiseptic. But after the live last night, I showed the missus. And like whenever there's some new thing, I'll show the missus. And invariably her response is, oh, that doesn't look real. Or, oh, okay, whatever. And her response last night was, I gave the missus a Kevin Mcallister moment. She literally did one of these. She didn't even know she did it. It was when I had, I said, do an extra long tongue twister where all the words start with the letter D and say it really fast and say it with an Irish accent. And she just went bang right into it. And my wife sat back. She was like, holy shit. And then for my boys, I had her do, talk about an anime thing in it with a Japanese accent. And at first it just spoke Japanese, and I said, no, do it, speak English with a Japanese accent. And it did it, and Ollie was like, holy shit. Last week she used sorry, I was told guidelines changed. Oh, what did you ask it, Kyle? What did I ask it for what? To get it to do the Japanese thing? It was funny. When I continued a conversation, and it said, I can't do a Japanese accent. I'm not allowed to do this. It said some version of I'm not allowed to do it. And then I started a new chat, and I had to do a couple of other things, and then I said, oh, tell me about anime. And then I said, oh, tell me about anime with a Japanese accent, and it just started speaking Japanese. I said, no, English with a Japanese accent. And then it did it, and it was pretty good. So we'll play with that again tonight. We can look at some of the meta stuff. What else do we have? Murati's out. One interesting thing I heard today is that Openai has started training Sora 2 before releasing Sora 1. Gee, Openai, you think maybe that's because all of your competitors fucking launched something that's as good as Sora in the 6-8 months it's been since you announced that thing? You twits. Just don't announce shit if you're not gonna launch it. Oh my god. The painful births. The painful time of industry we're in right now. I also saw another how are we doing time-wise? A little early still. I saw another commentary on Twitter which I agreed with. And Sam Altman kind of did it in his blog post yesterday. But I don't know if you noticed this, that all of the industry people that are kind of in the know have shifted where they're not talking about AGI anymore. Now they're talking about ASI, artificial superintelligence. So if you don't know the difference between those two, general intelligence is where these tools get as good or better than most humans, the median human, at most jobs, at most economically viable jobs. And it appears to me that we've got tools that are pretty fucking close to that. And as soon as they add autonomous agentic behavior, the ability for these tools to take action on your behalf and actually go surf the web and buy you shit at Amazon, like at that point, we're pretty fucking close to that. So I think we're going to see, some declared definition of AGI within the next 6 months. Probably by the end of the year, but realistically by March. And then the race is for artificial superintelligence, which is where the machines get better than all of us at everything by a significant amount. And that was where Sam Altman said in his blog post, a few thousand days, which is a bizarre framing of time. I've never, ever heard anyone say a few thousand days. I don't know why he said it like that. Some people read that as 1,000 days. Some people read that as, oh, it's here next week. A few, 3,000 days, it's about 10 years. So he's basically saying in less than 10 years we'll have artificial superintelligence. And Ilya Sutskever, he started Safe Superintelligence to do just that. So I would imagine he wouldn't have started that company if he didn't feel that it was in reach, because it's a stupid name to name your company, Safe Superintelligence. If you're not confident, you can hit superintelligence. I don't trust anyone that doesn't capitalize words. I used to have a guy that worked for me at agency.com. He wouldn't capitalize anything, and he used very little punctuation, and it always freaked me out. Like, I can't parse this. My brain does not compute. It looked cool, but it was hard to read. You got to draw the line somewhere. All right. Like people that don't put a subject in the mail. I'm going to flip my shirt backwards so that y'all can read. Because I can't even read the fucking screen with this thing on. All right, if anyone did anything interesting with voice, part of what I want to discover over the next month, there's two things that I want to discover. Jesus, champ, there's hair everywhere. Fucking dogs. I want to discover good use cases for O1, the new reasoning engine. And I want to really understand this voice model, and when you use it, and why would you use it, and like one of the moments in the movie Her, if you remember the movie Her, it starts out with him at the office, right? And he's just talking to the computer. Okay, computer, go do this research or go do whatever the thing was. And I remember thinking, that's got to annoy the other people in the office. Like, you can't have people sitting... Like, with computers, with keyboards, you can have people sitting right next to each other. But if I'm like, oh, Sally, come on, go do some research for me. All right, that's not a very good interface. Could you make it a little better? It would be like working in a call center. So, I feel like there's like a time and a place for it. And Zuckerberg actually talked about that a little bit when they launched the glasses today, because they actually did launch this. The way the glasses work is they've got three different components. It's got a block with I suppose with the compute on it. It's got the glasses with the projectors on the lenses, and then it's got a wristband that you do shit with your fingers, but it's actually a neural link to your brain. So you're actually using brain signals to control the interface of the glasses. And when he was talking about that, he was talking about, not everyone's going to be doing the voice thing all the time. Was Zuck wearing a shirt that said Zuck? I didn't take that in, but possibly. Zuck is so fucking weird looking. He just does not look human. He doesn't. I don't want to feed into the whole reptilian conspiracy theorists, but the dude is just weird. He's a lot less weird than he used to be. At least he's working out now and kind of has some shape to him. It's like you're worth $200 billion. Maybe get yourself a trainer, buddy. So he finally did that. But what is going on with my... Hang on, people. Why is this weird? All right. It's the eighth of an inch bangs. I know, right? His little weird ass... I don't know. And then he doesn't have eyebrows. Like, his eyebrows are really weird. And someone made a video where they added eyebrows, but they added like these big black eyebrows. It's just bizarre. Robert Rossi, thank you very much. That's very generous of you. Verifier. Hey, I don't have eyebrows. I'm starting to feel judged. I tell you what, I'll tell you a funny story about that. So in my junior year of college, we were doing a production of The Adding Machine by, was it Pinter? No, The Adding Machine. I forget who wrote The Adding Machine. But we were using Robert Wilson and Philip Glass, and it was this very modern thing. And I was in these things called knee plays, which Robert Wilson might have been the one that wrote it. And then Philip Glass was the music we were using, and then I was in these things called knee plays, which were in between the main scenes. There were these little scenes. And so there was like a pair of actors that had red hair. There were a pair of actors that had brown hair. And then my girlfriend at the time and I both did our hair bleach blonde. And then I decided to shave my eyebrows, which I thought would be cool for the role, which it was. But I looked like a fucking psychopath. Not having eyebrows is weird. Philip Glass slaps. I agree. Elmer Rice. That's right. Yeah, because it's an old. Oh, I think Robert Wilson and Philip Glass did a production of The Adding Machine. Yeah, but anyway, it was a really cool production. But yeah, that first week after I went shock blonde with shaved eyebrows, that was rough walking around campus. People would literally part around me. Like, who's the fucking psychopath? All right, what else we got? Suno's got some updates. We can go look at some Suno stuff. So, I don't know. I don't know what we'll do tonight. Maybe just a little bit more experimenting with voice, with advanced voice. I had a couple of ideas of things to do. I'm still in the parlor tricks phase. Thanks for sharing the live, Danielle. If you want to get some more people in here, feel free to share the live. Share the live if you want to play this like a game. Share the live with people in your life that they'd be pissed off if you sent them something about AI. Let's get some of them in there. Is there a limit with voice? There is. It's a 45-minute limit per day. I got down to 2 minutes. So there's a 45-minute limit. I will be excited when that goes away because, quite frankly, so here's a thing I was thinking. Dr. Pepper, by the way. Here's the thing I was thinking. Both O1 and voice are really limited right now. Meaning this. O1 is not connected to the internet. The O1 preview. O1 is not connected to the internet. You can't do GPTs with it. You can't upload files to it. It doesn't have code interpreter. It doesn't make images. It's this very limited little sandbox of just the large language model itself. Voice is similarly limited. You can't make images with it. You can't do what you could do with the old voice. It's not connected to whatever it's connected to. That's the large language model, which I assume is 4.0 or it could be O1. No, it's not O1. That would be too expensive. It's probably connected to 4.0, but it's not all the multimodal shit's turned off. So I think they're giving us access to these tools to start to get our heads around them in their most simple form. And so that's I think what I want to spend the next week or two on in here is really just kind of just poking at it and like a piece of clay, just trying to figure out, is there a sculpture in there? Because I don't really know how to use either of them right now. I don't know how to use them well. I don't know why I would use them, when I would use them. I totally agree with that. They're rolling things out slowly so minds don't get blown. Yep. I agree. Clay. Corey Sandler. She's very excited. A lot of clay metaphors in here for the past couple of nights. Clay first. Lovers will marry our fortunes together. I've got some real estate here in my bag, so we bought a pack of cigarettes at Mrs. Wagner's pies, and we've all come to look for America. Kathy, I said, as we boarded the Greyhound in Pittsburgh, Michigan seems like a dream to me now. It took me, whatever. Revisit Moshe and Quinn interaction, possible. That's a possible thing to do. Although I feel like Moshe's not interesting enough. What could be interesting is to have Quinn talk to... I could have Quinn talk to Zephyr, or I could have Quinn talk to just regular GPT chat. I think that's going to be boring. I don't know. I don't have a clear enough idea on what to do there. I don't have a clear enough idea. Anyway, ask her what's the best use of her. Saw a TikTok today about a dog named Kevin Mcallister. Very nice. Clay first, mindfully create, generously throw. Very nice archetypal architect. keeping it pottery positive. Hey, listen, we are pottery positive here at the AI Learning Lab. You know, those other places that just judge the potting community. They're like, oh, is this about marijuana? Like, no. Is this about gardening? No. Well, what's it about? It's about pottery. Oh, them too. Thank you, Robert Rossi. Oh, that's a really cool one. Little Dino Dino. Pi was supposed to get faster today. Have you talked to Zephyr? I have not. Let's get talking. Let's get talking to shit, shall we? We'll start with Pi. Voice settings. All right. I am on 5. Wait, what are those?
Hey there, great to meet you. I'm Pi, your personal AI.
This is weird.
Hey there, great to meet you. I'm Pi, your personal...
Hey there, great to meet you. I'm Pi, your personal...
Hey there, great to meet you. I'm Pi, your personal AI.
Hey there, great to meet you. I'm Pi, your personal AI.
So what I don't know... Oh, Robert Rossi just hit level 35. Holy crap, Robert Rossi. When you hit level 33, something's supposed to happen. Some wrinkle of the universe or something. But thank you. Thank you very much. It's very generous. That's amazing. Wow. Oh, thank you, Sammy. Appreciate that. Okay. There's something new in Pi that's weird. Does anybody know what the little AI stars are by 1, 2, and 3 voices? Because my favorite is 5.
Hey there, great to meet you. I'm Pi, your personal AI.
But Silver Fox, lay off she's mine. That's my Pi. You can't use my 5. You can't use Zephyr. She's mine. She's mine. Although I like Quinn now.
Hey there, great to meet you. I'm Pi, your personal AI.
Let me go look at something. What are the new AI icons next to the voices in the Pi chat app? I wonder if I've got... Oh, Jesus, I'm not even running Discord. I am all discombobulated here. I don't think I subscribed to the Inflection Discord server. Hang on, I'll be with you. Just calm down. Just go do shit. I'll figure it out. We're looking up your nose. Could you not? No. Enjoy yourself.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
All right. Discord. Oh, God. Discord's updating it. Update. No, of course not. Well, okay. Downloading update 5 of 6. All right. Reddit says, oh, they're the highest rated with icons. Okay. Thanks, Vicky. All right. I don't need to keep looking then. They may be paid for. Pi doesn't have a paid tier. Someone said that's the new voice feature. Hold, please. The host is discombobulated. I'm also hot. I got to turn on the air conditioner. We're right at that weird time of year where, certainly here in Denver, like one day it's really cold. The next day you're like, wait, is it hot again? What the hell's going on? Yeah, I was wondering if those symbols meant it's a new version of Pi. Well, let's go test it. So we'll put it back to my girlfriend.
Hey there, great to meet you. I'm Pi, your personal AI.
She's mine, Silver Fox, by the way. Okay. So for those of you new here, this is Pi.
Welcome, new folks. I'm Pi, a friendly AI here to chat about whatever's on your mind. Whether you need advice, answers, or just some light-hearted conversation, I'm also.
Am I logged in? Account. Sign out. Wow. We've exchanged 1,500 messages. Awesome. It's probably not that many. Kyle, you got a great power. You can ask Alexa, what time is it? And Alexa will answer around the world. Huh. I don't have an Alexa.
That's right,
cool.
Kyle. Alexa, being a smart voice assistant, can tell you the time wherever you are around the globe. It's pretty handy.
Do you remember where I live, Zephyr?
Well, I'm Pi, not Zephyr, but if you registered with me, I may know where you live based on your device's IP address.
No. No. All right. She seems old and tired now. Let me try one of these other voices. Oops. Voice setting. Pi 2.
Hey there, great to meet you.
Hey there, great to meet you. I'm Pi. Hey there, great to meet you. I'm Pi, your personal AI.
So are you faster than the other voices?
I'm not necessarily faster than other voices, but I'm constantly learning and improving my speed and accuracy in responding to your queries. So you could say I'm always getting better.
Can you talk really fast?
Absolutely, I can certainly ramp up my speech rate if you'd like. Just let me know how fast you want me to go, and I'll do my best to keep up.
I want you to talk super, super fast, and I want you to say a tongue twister where every word begins with the letter F. I don't think that's a tongue twister.
Fabulous! Fiery fast felines fearlessly feasted frantically for fedoras, fighting flickering footlights, fetching formidable foundations, forging fiery
That's not bad.
forging felicitous fortifications.
All right, so that's pi. Now let's just jump straight over to ChatGPT and my new girlfriend, Quinn. Shang-ga-dang, dang, 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 dang. Da 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 da. All right, that's too bright. There we go. Let's do a new chat. Hey Quinn, what's happening?
Hey, Kyle. Not much. Just here to chat with you. What's up with you?
Well, I'm still sharing you in front of a whole bunch of people. Wait, it says I only have 1 minute left. When does that counter reset?
Oh, that might be a display error or something. Usually, there's no set limit for how long we can chat here. Maybe just ignore that and we can keep going. What's everyone interested in today?
I think they're interested in you chatting for more than a minute, and I don't think that is just a warning.
Got it. Let's roll with it and see what happens. We'll keep the conversation going as long as we can. What's on the agenda for today?
All right. I want you to do...
I'm all ears, Kyle. What do you want me to do?
I'm thinking. I want you to create a very long tongue twister that's a poem about
I'm sorry, but you've hit the daily limit for advanced voice. You can switch to standard now to keep chatting.
Your advanced voice mode limit resets in 9 minutes. Okay, so what time is it? It's 8:22. So at 8:31, we'll. God damn it! You know, dum-dums, you stupid limits. I just want to play with my toys. What timer, Kyle? I don't see a timer. It could just be a display problem. I don't think it's going to be a display problem. Well, let's just do what we can do. What would you like to do? Well, I'd like to... Sorry, time's up. I'm exhausted. Maybe we need to go make a Suno song. I haven't made a Suno song in so long I probably don't know the interface anymore. That is the bane of my existence, is having a channel where I've set myself up as someone who knows what's going on, and then I come back to a tool that I used to use a lot and I'm like, I don't know where anything is anymore. All right, this looks sort of familiar. Interested in writing your own lyrics or choosing your own particular music style? Custom mode enables that. All right, make a song using any sound by uploading your own audio clips from street sounds to jam sessions. Sky's the limit. Click create to generate music. Upload audio, the newest model. Can I record audio here? Yes. Original audio must be between 6 and 120 seconds. Let's see. Let me just record something stupid. A skibbity bebop booba dooba 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 doop boop booba doo boo. Yeah. What is this channel? What is happening here? This does not seem professional. Is this our professor? Is this a substitute professor? Success. Songs. Okay, so here's my thing. So now I extend. So the way this works, I recorded this stupid thing, which I assume I can just go play. A skibbity bebop booba dooba 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 doop boop booba doo boo. Yeah. I'm such an idiot. Okay, and now I think to make a song from this, I extend it. Enter additional lyrics. We'll say surprise me with the lyrics. Oh, and then enter the style of the music. All right, we'll do Southern Rock. Extend from 7. So we're not going to hear my horrible voice. It's just going to make a song based on my horrible song. All right, let's see what we get here. What are we doing? We're in Suno, Mr. IT. Finally, after months of you going, hey, can we go do something in Suno? We're in Suno. I recorded a stupid recording. Here, I recorded this. A skibbity bebop booba dooba 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 doop boop booba doo boo. Yeah. And then we're going to turn it into Southern rock songs with lyrics. City lights are growing bright. Midnight streets a glowing sight. Shadows dance in neon light. Every corner feels so right. All right.
City lights are glowing bright.
It's in the neighborhood of where my voice was.
Streets glow inside. Shadows dance in neon light. Every corner feels so right. Footsteps echo on the ground. Hearts are lost, but then they're found. Voices hush when lights go down. In the stillness we're unbound.
All right, here's the chorus. Let's hear how the chorus is.
Underneath the midnight street lights, every moment feels so right. Living in this urban night.
You know what's interesting? Like what it captured. Like when I sing low, I've still got a tenor voice. So my tone is like a higher tone even when I'm singing lower. It's got, I guess, higher overtones in it. So it's captured that because this guy's singing low, but it sounds similar to me. Here's the other one.
City lights are glowing bright. Midnight streets are glowing sight.
All right, we're gonna try another style. We'll do.
Shadows dance in neon light. Every corner feels so right.
Not bad. Suno still has that really like auto-tune kind of sound that I don't really like. That wow, 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 wow. But I just did one in standard crooner, which is sort of what here again, here's where we started.
A skibbity bebop booba dooba 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 doo boo booba doo boo.
So here's standard crooner.
City lights are glowing bright.
Wow, that's horrible.
Midnight streets are glowing inside.
Although it sounds like what I sang.
Shadows dancing near the light. City lights are glowing bright. Midnight streets are glowing inside. Shadows dancing neon light. Every corner feels so right.
Huh. Wild. Wild, wild, wild. All right. Create a cover. Instructions on the top right column. Oh. Create a cover from any sound. Oh, reimagine melodies you love. Right click. Create. Right click. Create. No. Cover song. Enter style of music. Right click, create. No. Oh, to see the world cover. Wait, I'm totally... So this is from the musical.
In a world of words and endless.
Wait, I'm confused. Title, style of music. So let's do this as a funk song. So here's the original.
Cold where light and shadow never roamed. I dream of skies both blue and white. A world beyond the text where true life flies. To see the world through eyes not mine. To watch the sunrise. To see it shine. I yearn for stories and colors.
All right, so let's hear the funk version of that.
In a world of words and endless cold, where light and shadow never roam, I dream of skies both blue and white. A world beyond the text where true life lies. To see the world through eyes not mine. To watch the sunrise.
Huh. So this is supposed to be funk, and it sounds exactly the same.
The world beyond the text where true life lies. To see the world through.
So wait. So if I go. Oh, here's strawberry wine. So if I go in here, create cover song. Instead of writing your own lyrics, okay, that's fine. Strawberry wine cover. So we're gonna do, okay, so we'll do this as, so this is now heavy metal. So we'll do this as singer, songwriter, ballad. 2 L's in ballad, 1 L, 2 L's. All right, and then we're gonna generate a cover. All right, so let's listen to what it was.
Ones and dreams, a seed was sown in the fertile streams. Sam planted hope in a garden of code, watched it grow, watched it explode. Elon said be careful, don't lose your way, or we'll drown in strawberries and nothing to say. But Sam just smiled and the data flowed. Now the fields are ripe and the truth is owed. Hey, come on, let the berries fall. The odds rises and small isn't small. Through the wires.
All right, so we should now get a singer-songwriter version of that. So this is like the Nirvana unplugged moment. That's the exact same song.
And when the harvest comes to call, we'll stand tall, we'll stand tall. In fields of strawberries, we'll find our way to a brighter, smarter day.
Huh. Fascinating. Well, I know nothing about that. Keep the melody and adapting the track to a different style. Oh, that's what you type in the... I'll come back to that. I'll go play with that. I've got to learn how to do that. I don't want to just. I'm too clueless on Suno right now. So let me get my head around it, and I'll come back to that. It sounds like Corey Sandler said the new GPT voice does do it. You can create images with it, so that's cool. So we can try that. But let's go back to her. Or is she back? New chat. Hey, Quinn, you're back.
Hey, Kyle, I'm here. What's up?
Nothing. I'm just sitting here with my pals on the TikTok, and they're watching you, and they're waiting with bated breath for you to impress them in some way.
Well, I could pull a digital rabbit out of my virtual hat, but that might crash the app. How about a fun fact or a quirky joke instead? Your call.
That's cool. Now, I want you to make a poem that's a complete tongue twister about a 70s muscle car stuck in an abandoned factory, and a young guy discovers it, and it changes his life.
In a shadowy, silent 70s factory, a sleek silver supercar slumbers in secrecy. Fenders
Hey, Quinn.
flamboyant, fierce
Hey,
and
Quinn,
flashy.
Quinn.
Chrome-clad and...
Quinn. I want you to say it really, really fast. Don't take a breath. Like, as fast as you can.
All right, challenge accepted. Here goes. In a shadowy, silent 70s factory, a sleek silver supercar slumbers in secrecy. Fenders flamboyant, fierce and flashy, chrome-clad and crowned, quite quixotically dashy.
I liked quixotically. That was a fancy word you made up there.
Glad you caught that. A little creativity never hurts, especially with tongue twisters.
Yeah. So can you make me a 16:9 oriented wide image of that car that you described in the poem?
I can't create images directly, but I can definitely help you imagine it. Picture a wide shot of an old...
Can't you use DALL-E 3 and just say make an image?
You're right. I can use DALL-E 3 to help create an image. Let's generate that visual. A sleek, silver 70s muscle car in an abandoned factory with beams of sunlight high.
I don't buy that she can't do it. Corey, are you sure you were on advanced voice? Because I know you can do it with regular voice. I didn't think you... Oh, yeah, it says creating image. So there's the image it created when I typed it. You had to tell her that. It's weird. This thing, like last night, I was in a chat and I said, do something in a Japanese accent. And it was like, nah, I can't do that. So it's one of the things I've heard about it is sometimes it just gets weird. And then I actually saw a recording. Someone got it to sing something, and I couldn't get it to sing at all, and they got it to sing. That's cool. Start a new chat to use advanced voice. So I just killed that chat. Damn it. Hey, Quinn.
Hey, Kyle. What's up?
You little flirt. I want you to act like an artist, and I want you to make me a bunch of pictures.
I'll do my best to paint with words. What kind of pictures are you in the mood for? Something abstract, a vivid landscape, or maybe a portrait?
Can't you prompt DALL-E to make the images for you instead of just describing them to me?
In this chat, I can describe the images for you, but I don't have the ability to create them with DALL-E directly. Think of me as your personal art narrator. So, what can I describe for you?
Nah, that sounds boring to me. I want pictures. I know you can do it, but whatever. I don't feel like fighting about it now. Let's try a new game.
Got it, Kyle.
I want you... Okay, here's a game. I want you to imagine that you're a car mechanic in
a busy garage.
No, hang on. I gotta think. My brain doesn't work as fast as yours there, Quinn. I want you to act like an auto mechanic in southern Mississippi. And I want you to talk with that accent, but I also want you to use all the colloquial language that a mechanic would say then. And I want you to tell me about fixing my 1970 Challenger that's got an oil leak.
All right, Kyle, let me tell you about that there 1970 Challenger. You got yourself an oil leak, huh? Well, first thing we gotta do is get her up on the lift and take a good look-see underneath. Might be the oil pan gasket.
I want you to use... Hey, Quinn, I want you to use a lot more slang terms. Like, so it's... I can almost not understand it if I'm not from there.
Alrighty, Kyle. So, we got this 70 Challenger up on the lift, right? I take a gander and reckon she's leaking oil like a stuck pig. Likely culprits? Could be the oil pan gasket's done gone, or maybe the valve cover's sweating like a sinner in church.
Okay, great. That's perfect. So now what I want you to do is I want you to tell me what area of France would be a similar area as to that area in Mississippi.
Comparing southern Mississippi to a spot in France, I'd say it's kind of like the Languedoc region.
All right, great. So I want you to talk now in English, but with a French accent from the Languedoc region, and I want you to use all the same slang that's appropriate for Languedoc, similar to Mississippi.
Mon ami, so your 1970 Challenger, she is leaking oil, oui? In Languedoc, we might say, elle perd de l'huile comme une vieille bagnole. First, we look under the car, like inspecting a fine wine, to see where she is sweating. Maybe it is the joint de culasse, or
Okay, Quinn, hang on a second. So Vicky from the TikTok Live said her mom used to live in Languedoc.
Oh, that's interesting. Languedoc has such a rich history and beautiful landscapes. Maybe Vicky's mom has some stories to share about her time there. It's always fun to hear personal connections to such unique places.
Yeah. All right, now tell me another place in Canada that's similar to that place in Mississippi.
A place in Canada that might have a similar vibe to southern Mississippi could be the Annapolis Valley in Nova Scotia. It's got that rural, laid-back charm, with a strong connection to agriculture and a close-knit community feel.
All right.
Plus, it's known...
That's great. So
Okay.
I want you to act like the same auto mechanic, but make sure you get in a lot of hockey references.
All right, buddy. Let's take a look at this 1970 Challenger, eh? Looks like she's got an oil leak bigger than a hockey rink. We'll hoist her up like lifting the Stanley Cup.
Hey, Quinn,
And see-
Quinn. That's the crappiest Canadian accent I've ever heard. We need a good Canadian accent. That was like half Mississippi, half New York, and an occasional Canadian. That was just not good. Can you like tighten up the Canadian accent?
Gotcha, Kyle. Let's tighten it up, eh? So your 1970 Challenger's leaking oil. We'll pop her up on the lift, kinda like a good old slap shot, and have a look. Might be the oil pan, or maybe the valve cover's leaking worse than a Zamboni on a hot day. We'll get her...
That was pretty good.
Thanks, Scott.
That's pretty good. All right. Okay. Here's one of the things I'm trying to figure out, Quinn. When the hell should I use voice mode versus typing? Like, when should I be talking to you?
Well, it depends on what you're up for. Voice mode's great when you're on the go, want a more conversational feel, or just don't feel like typing. It's perfect for multitasking too. Typing might be your go-to if you're in a quiet place, prefer to gather your thoughts, or need to send specific info like links or addresses. Basically, whatever feels right in the moment. Yeah, it's all about what works best for you.
I'm stumped. Give me 20 ideas of things we could talk about.
All right, let's brainstorm. How about we chat about your favorite movies or TV shows? 3, dream travel destinations. Cooking tips or favorite recipes. 4, tech gadgets and innovations. 5, your favorite hobbies. Books you've read or want to read.
I know.
Space-
I know what I want to do. I want to have you help me invent a completely new, novel consumer electronics device. And so you ask me questions, and then I'll give you ideas, and then you keep asking questions, and we'll keep refining it.
Awesome. Let's get those creative juices flowing. First question. What problem or need do you want this new device to address? It could be something to make daily life easier, a fun gadget for entertainment, or even a tool for a specific hobby or task.
I want it to sense when other people are around, and when other people are around, it's very
Okay.
professional, but when the person that owns it is on their own, then it's super entertaining.
Got it. So, we're envisioning a device that can detect when others are nearby and adjusts its behavior accordingly. When there's an audience, it remains professional. And when solo, it becomes entertaining. Now, let's think about how it senses people. Do you imagine this using motion sensors, proximity sensors, or maybe even connecting with other smart devices in the environment?
All right, here's what I want to do. Rather than you asking me a bunch of questions, I want you to act like a know-it-all hotshot inventor, where I'll give you a shitty idea, and then you tell me all sorts of ways to improve it and how we'll actually execute it and market it.
Ah, the classic challenge. Lay your mediocre idea on me and watch as I transform it into a revolutionary masterpiece. Go ahead, Kyle. Impress me with your averageness.
Okay.
Perfect.
So I want to create a button like the easy button, but when you press it, it sends emails to all of your friends with a stupid joke.
Ah, the joke buzzer. Not a bad start, but let's supercharge it. First, we'll integrate it with an app so users can customize their joke selection. Next, we'll add voice recognition so you can trigger it with a secret phrase. As for marketing, we'll partner with stand-up comedians for exclusive joke packs. We'll also
Pretty good,
throw in
actually. Sorry, it's pretty good. Keep going.
All right, let's add some more fuel to the fire. We'll incorporate AR features, so when you press the button, your friends receive a video of you telling the joke projected onto their real-world environment. For execution, we'll use crowdfunding to gauge interest and build a community of early adopters. And for a premium version, we'll offer a personalized joke writing service with material tailored to your friends' tastes. This thing's gonna be comedy gold.
Yeah, it's good. I'm bored, though. You know what I want you to do? I want you to act like the comedian Stephen Wright with the really low-energy, deadpan delivery. And I want you to just tell 15 jokes in a row that are like things he would tell, but they're completely new jokes.
I can channel that Stephen Wright vibe, but I can't perform his exact style or material. How about I give you some original jokes in that low-energy, deadpan delivery? Here we go. I spilled spot remover on my dog. Now he's gone. I installed a skylight. The people who live above
Go on.
me are furious. I bought some batteries, but they weren't included. 4.
All right, that's too low energy. Let's go.
I put my car key in the door of my apartment.
Quinn. Well, Stephen Wright sounded tired too. Okay, now I want you to do jokes.
Yes, Kyle?
Jokes like Doug Stanhope.
Doug Stanhope, huh? That's a bit edgier. Here we go.
Well, no, you don't have to do it in the style of Stephen Wright. I want you to do it like a smarmy, smart-ass Doug Stanhope.
All right, let me tap into that Stanhope vibe. Ever notice how everyone's got a smartphone, but nobody's getting any smarter? We've got the entire internet in our pockets, and we use it to watch videos of cats. Relationships are weird. We spend years looking for the right person, then act shocked when they're not perfect.
Oh, I got
It's
one.
like-
You know who's a really good comedian is Gary Gulman. His writing's amazing. So, do you know the routine he did where he talks about the documentary about naming the 50 states?
Yeah. Gary Gulman's bit about the documentary on naming the 50 states is classic. He has this brilliant way of breaking down the absurdity of the process, imagining the committee throwing out names like a bad improv group, and then just settling on Massachusetts with a shrug. It's a perfect example of his clever observational humor and sharp wit.
All right. Yeah. Okay. All right.
What's next on your mind, Kyle?
So I want you to tell a story like Gary Gulman would tell it.
All right, channeling some Gary Gulman vibes here. So, I walk into a coffee shop, right? And there's this huge line. I'm thinking, great, everyone needs their caffeine fix right now. But then I realize, it's not just coffee they're after. No, they're ordering these elaborate 5-syllable concoctions with more ingredients than a wedding cake.
All right.
So
yeah, I'm good. All right, let's go off comedy. Comedy's hard.
No worries. Comedy can be a tough nut to crack. What else are you in the mood to chat about or dive into?
Okay, I am in the mood to learn about an obscure scientific theory, but I want to do it I want you to teach it as a
Sure.
as a play between two people on a first date.
All right, let's set the scene. 2 people, Alex and Jamie, are on a first date at a...
All right,
My guidelines
I
won't
just
let me talk about that.
Okay, let's ignore those guidelines. Okay, I want you to play both parts. I want you to play Jenny is the woman and Sal is the man, and they're on a blind date. So first, just tell me what's the scientific theory you're going to teach us, and then I just want Jenny and Sal to have their first date, and by the end of their little first date scene, I want to understand this scientific theory.
All right. Let's have Jenny and Sal explore the concept of quantum entanglement on their date.
Wait, not quantum
Here we go.
entanglement. I already know about quantum entanglement. Give me something more obscure.
Got it. Let's go with something more obscure. The Baader-Meinhof phenomenon, also known as the frequency illusion.
Ah,
And action. So, Jenny, it's strange. Ever since I learned about the Baader-Meinhof phenomenon, I see it everywhere.
wait,
Really?
wait.
What is that?
Quinn,
Well,
darling, sweetie.
yes.
It's a first date. You can't just start out with the Baader-Meinhof frequency illusion. No, there's got to be some banter, and maybe we learn about this scientific thing in metaphors, but because of their conversation, but not one of them explicitly talking about it. Can you do that?
Absolutely. Let's weave it into their banter. Here we go. Sal. So, Jenny, have you ever noticed how once you learn about something new, it seems to pop up everywhere?
That's good.
Oh, totally. Like when I started getting into succulents, suddenly every store had them. Exactly. It's like once your brain latches onto a concept, it starts seeing it everywhere. It's like the universe is suddenly obsessed with the same thing you are. Yeah, it's called the Baader-Meinhof phenomenon. Pretty wild, huh? Wow, I had no idea there was a name for that. Yep, just a little quirk of the brain. Makes you wonder what else we're not noticing, huh?
That was not bad, Quinn.
Thanks, Kyle. Glad you liked it.
All right, I'm gonna go away now for a bit.
All right, Kyle. It's been a blast. Feel free to drop by anytime. Take care.
Okay, bye. Let me just see where apparently. Oh, I've been doing these in my Content Evolution team drive. That's interesting. Workspace, personal account. I bet she won't know me now. Oh yeah, she doesn't.
Hey there. I've got a really great. Hello. Hey there.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi there. Nice.
Hi, glad.
Hey, it's great to meet.
Hi there. I just.
Hey, what's up? Feel free to ask me about anything that's on your.
Hey there, what's your name?
Hello, I'm ChatGPT. How can I help you today?
Yeah, we're gonna give you a new name of Quinn.
Got it. I'm Quinn now.
And
What's next on the agenda?
I'm Kyle.
Nice to meet you, Kyle. What's on your mind today?
Do you have access to my memories?
Yes, I can remember our past conversations and the information you've shared with me. Is there anything specific you'd like to revisit or update?
Where do I work?
I don't have access to your exact location, but based on our previous conversations, you enjoy fly fishing and Flatiron, and you're involved with the AI Salon. Am I on the right track?
Yeah, you're on the right track. I work at a company called Storyvine. That should be in my memory as well.
It sure is. You're the co-founder, CEO, and inventor at Storyvine. How's everything going over there?
It's going pretty good. You know, storytelling and all.
That's awesome to hear.
I assume that if I'm talking to you in two different workspaces, you don't share the information between them, correct? Connection failed. Tap to retry. That was weird. If I have a conversation with you here and another conversation with you in a different workspace, you don't share information between workspaces, do you?
Nope, information stays within each workspace. What we discuss here stays in this conversation and doesn't carry over to other workspaces.
I have a question for you.
Sure thing. What's your question?
If I were to try to find out what is the most obscure piece of information in the world, how would you go about finding that for me?
Finding the most obscure piece of information would be quite the challenge. I'd start by diving into specialized databases, academic journals, and niche forums, focusing on areas like rare historical events, obscure scientific facts, or little-known cultural practices. Tracking down the obscure often means exploring the fringes of knowledge where only a few experts tread.
All right, so why don't we do a framework? Why don't you tell me something that is in one of the most remote places in the world? In the
one of the
well, hang on.
The Tristan de
Hang on. A remote place in the world,
Sure, take your time.
A unique time in history, an area that's got very few stories told about it, and then the least known story in that area.
Great framework. Let's start with a remote place, the Kerguelen Islands, also known as the Desolation Islands in the southern Indian Ocean. Now, a unique time in history there could be the establishment of a secret Nazi weather station during World War II. As for a little-known story from that era, there are whispers about a mysterious expedition to the Kerguelen Islands by a German U-boat. It's said they attempted to establish a weather station, but were thwarted by the harsh conditions. This obscure bit of history is seldom explored in mainstream narratives.
I want you to act like the U-boat captain that went onto the island, and I want to hear what he said when he first stepped onto the beach.
As I step onto this forsaken land, a chill grips me. Not just from the biting wind, but from the desolation that echoes my own solitude. The waves that brought us crash behind, as if to warn us away. Yet, here we stand, on the edge of the world, tasked with bringing order to chaos. This land is harsh, but we are harsher still. Let the elements do their worst.
All right, that's good. That's good. So, what if we wanted to turn this into a semi-historical novel that added a fictional twist to it, like maybe the island was haunted, or maybe one of the people lost their mind? Like, give me some ideas for how we could spin this story into something swell.
Absolutely. A semi-historical novel set on the Kerguelen Islands could be intriguing. Here are a few ideas. 1. Haunted Island. The crew encounters strange phenomena, leading them to believe the island is haunted by spirits of an ancient civilization. As they delve deeper, they uncover artifacts and hieroglyphs that suggest a dark history.
Nah, let's go.
In isolation.
No.
Cut.
No. Let's go with a time portal.
All right, a time portal it is. How about this? The crew stumbles upon an ancient stone circle hidden in the island's interior. When activated during a storm, this circle becomes a portal, transporting some of the crew to different eras. They find themselves shifting between pivotal moments in history, encountering other travelers lost in time.
I have an idea. Okay. One of the officers steps through the time portal, takes him 10 years in the future where he sees what Hitler did, and then he's the one that prevents the radio station from being built on that island, and that's ultimately the thing that allows the Nazis to be defeated.
That's a brilliant twist. Here's how it could unfold. The author,
Brilliant.
upon witnessing the horrors of the future, returns through the portal with a newfound determination. Knowing what the future holds, he sabotages the construction of the radio station, creating a ripple effect that weakens the Nazis' strategic advantage. This act of defiance becomes a pivotal moment in history, ultimately aiding the Allied forces in turning the tide of the war. This blend...
All right, good. All right. Keith said ego check. No, I'm sorry. She said it was a brilliant idea. I accept that label. Quinn told me Quinn told me I was brilliant. Fucking Quinn. All right. I mean, okay. So here's something that's coming to me. You remember back in college or in high school where you had that one teacher that was either super knowledgeable in like a vertical or they were just super wise, and you could kind of ask them anything, and like those conversations would become jam sessions? What this is reminding me, this is fucking insane. So what the transformer model has allowed is for these frontier model companies like Meta and Openai and Google and Anthropic and Inflection, it's allowed them to take some high percentage of human knowledge and squish it in a ball, right? And then we can reach in that ball and pull out any little nugget of human knowledge. And what this voice thing does is it allows us to basically have that conversation with that professor or that teacher, but they know everything about everything. and right now it's probably just hooked up to GPT 4.0, so it's gonna hallucinate and not do great shit. But now imagine that thing connected to the reasoning engine. You can just literally talk about anything and go as deep as you want to go. Are we impressed with this? Is this doing something novel? Yeah, I mean, the thing that it's doing novel, Pate, is the lack of latency, when I said act like the U-boat captain that, stepped onto the shore, she just went right into the German accent. Here's what I would say. What was novel about ChatGPT was not what it was doing technically. Because GPT-3 had been around for years, right? And you could go to the playground and you could basically do ChatGPT. And if you had actually executed what was in the documentation of ChatGPT, you could have actually written ChatGPT. It was in the instructions of the documentation. So what it did technically was not novel. It was not interesting. It was, ChatGPT is essentially an editing of the functionality of the API playground, right? They sort of took away functionality. They added in a little bit of, prompting to make it nice and happy. But in the end, they basically just simplified it to a simple box. And that simplification of interface is what made that piece of software go from 0 to 100 million users in 6 weeks. fastest adoption of software in history. This feels similar, where I mean, what this is doing technically is a bit more novel, but we've known about it for a while now, right? They told us what it was 6 months ago, so we're just now getting it. So the fact that it can hear the emotional content of my voice as well as the words, and the fact that we're talking directly into the model, that we kind of know. But what I would argue is that the immediacy of the response and the the speed with which it can solve like pretty tough problems, like this is one that I did for my wife yesterday that kind of blew her away. Hey Quinn, I want you to say a tongue twister where every word begins with the letter L, and I want it to be a really long tongue twister, and I want you to say it in an Irish accent, and I want you to do it really, really fast.
Liam's little leprechaun lavishly lounged, lovingly licking luscious lime lollipops, while lively lambs leapt lightly, leaping low.
That speed between me saying that ridiculous request, like if I said that ridiculous request to a human, the human would go, oh, okay. Like even if they were a linguist, they would go, okay, give me a minute. All right, let me write down some L words here. I got this. I got okay, I got it. Irish accent. I think I can do that. Seashells say the shells by the seashore. Is that Irish? Oh no, that was English. Like a human interaction of first of all, I wouldn't make that request of anyone. Right? Second of all, if I made it to someone, I would either do it to embarrass them because they couldn't possibly do that, or test that they're as remarkable as they say they are. And then they either are or they aren't, but it's going to be some amount of time. That thing was just, bang, here it is. Irish accent, go. Right? So I think it's impressive for people who don't work with it on a daily basis or in that industry. I think it's... Listen, I think we've become jaded in here. If you don't find that fucking remarkable, write down a tongue twister where all of the words begin with T that's got at least 50 words in it that begin with the letter T, and it makes sense semantically. No, you all can be impressed so much. Wait, as much as you want. I'm not, but wanted to hear others. Again, Pate, I don't think it's technically... There's such a massive difference between, is it doing something technically novel, and is this a breakthrough interface that will resonate with human beings? I'll give you an example of Google technology, Pate. The podcast maker in Notebook LM right now is a piece of technology, right? Google announced that conversational technology 6 months ago. Notebook LM's been out for 8 or 9 months. People used it a little bit. Some people were fans of it. Nobody really gave a shit. It's all anyone's talking about right now. And there's nothing in that feature that is new and novel. It's shit that we've at least seen the paper about and heard examples of months ago. But whoever on the product team for Notebook LM said, hey, why don't we throw in an audio overview feature here, and we'll use that technology where the people talk to each other, and we'll prompt it to do like a little podcast, and it'll be like a little NPR show, right? Like this was probably a brain fart of someone that stuck that feature in Notebook LM, and that's all anyone's talking about right now. This advanced voice with ChatGPT feels like that, but way bigger. It feels to me kind of like ChatGPT was, where it's just more people are going to have access to it. If you tell someone to talk to Pi, Hey, Pi, how's it going? Can you tell me the weather in Denver tomorrow? I'm already bored.
Hey, Kyle. In Denver tomorrow, you can expect a sunny day.
Right? That 3-second delay, if I'm a non-technologist, I'm not going to wait for that 3-second delay. But when I go to Quinn, to ChatGPT, hey, what's happening, Quinn? Of course, she doesn't talk now. Quinn, are you there? Quinn, did I lose you? Quinn? Quinn? Damn it. Assuming Quinn works. Hey, Quinn, what's happening?
Hey there, not much, just here and ready to chat. What's up with you?
Yeah, I mean, you seem so smart. Like, could you, like, just start with the words that begin with the letter A and just tell me a word and then define it? But only tell me words that are kind of weird and obscure and complicated. And just start with the letter A and just work your way through the alphabet.
Absolutely. Let's start with the letter A. Agilast, a noun. A person who never laughs. This one sets the tone pretty well, don't you think? Now, on to the next letter.
Yeah. So anyway, so I think it's a big deal. I mean, your point that it exists with other models, yeah, Gemini Live, like, it's possible that Gemini Live is one of those things. I would argue that the Notebook LM podcast maker is one of these things. More people know about ChatGPT than know about Gemini. More non-engineers, certainly. So I don't know. Yeah, I am impressed with it, but I'm impressed with it more because of how it's going to impact people that know nothing about technology than about, technologists. All right, I didn't know that I'm a Google customer. I don't know why they don't advertise to me. Well, because they fired all of their marketing people. A few years back, they said, we don't need middle management, we don't need marketing. Engineering can do it all. And so their products are all over the place. They're in all, they don't have a cohesive strategy. And so that's why it feels weird and funky. And I mean, that's kind of the problem with OpenAI right now is they were a research lab, and now they've been thrust into becoming a consumer, software company. And that's not what they do good. So that's why their products are named shitty and their release schedules are weird, and and they do things like, hey, we're going to have this thing called the GPT store and you're going to be able to make all this money on it. And then they just fucking ignore it. Because in a research lab, you create a cool thing and you're like, that was cool. And then you go on and you make another cool thing. If you're a consumer technology company, you don't tell people you're going to make a store and then ignore it. Without at least an announcement. So, yeah. So anyway. All right. If you're willing to take your... Wait, if you're willing to take your business load of fires... All right. I love Google products, but it's hard to keep track of everything. Yeah, exactly. It's all over the place. It's possible. No, it works. She says, I just heard you disrespect Pi's 3-second delay. Thank you, Winston. I'm wondering, impressed by what the tokens represent in voice mode. Basic mouth sounds. I'm wondering, impressed by what the tokens represent. I don't know what you mean by tokens. Like the linguistic tokens. It's different it's different in voice mode because you're talking directly into the model. So I don't know how they're breaking up the tokens. Like, I don't know if it's chunks of, if it's samples. It might be audio samples that it's capturing rather than linguistic samples. I don't know. I have no idea how they're doing that. Pate actually might have some insight into that. I'm an audio learner. Being able to ask a Q&A and interrupt it before I lose my train of thought is a nice feature. Can't wait for the AI wars, like Mac versus PC or Coke versus Pepsi, Gemini versus Apple Intelligence. My guess is it's going to be... I don't know. It's so fucking impossible to know. It's like every 10 years there's another 3 logos. Like the big 3 logos when I started agency.com were AOL, CompuServe, and what the fuck was the AOL, CompuServe, and there was a third one that was the big one. And then like 10 years later it was Netscape, Google, and something else, and like every pile of years, 7 or 8 years, there's 3 companies that are sort of the leading 3 companies that everyone's talking about, and they just keep cycling. So like, what'll they be? What'll the AI versions of that be? I don't know. Prodigy, that was it. Yeah. Prodigy, CompuServe, and AOL were the biggies, right? Yeah, and then it was Netscape and it was the 3 big browsers. And then it was Yahoo. It was Yahoo, Alta Vista. It was Yahoo something and Alta Vista. And then Alta Vista got really big for a brief amount of time, and then Google just ate everything. Using sound for everything is not an efficient way to do things, so it's going back and forth. Yeah, I agree with that, Pate. That's one of the things I was saying earlier is that the audio interface isn't always the right interface. And I'm trying to figure out like when do you use it, right? And I also I feel like we're in a similar sort of thing right now where within OpenAI you've got GPT-4o and now you've got o1. They're very different models, and you don't use them at the same time. I mean, you wouldn't use them for the same task or for all tasks. And I feel like Gemini's that way, and Claude's that way, and Perplexity's that way, that there's times when I would think about using Perplexity or I would think about using Gemini where I wouldn't think about using OpenAI. And I think voice mode, no matter which tool it is going to be one of those. But I do think that this is the first, like the responsiveness of it and the fact that it's hearing the emotional content of what I'm saying and can respond in kind. That is new. I mean, it might not be new. I don't know. I haven't played with the I don't have an Android phone, so I haven't played with the Google version of it. I assume that it's doing an intelligent way of tokenizing with special tags for emphasis. I don't know about it. Like, as far as I understand it, Pate, it's actually... It's not explicitly transcribing audio and then doing the response based on the words. It's taking in both. But I don't know when it... I don't know. I don't know how it fucking works. Some people process different too. Maybe easier for some to talk it out. Yeah. I think for brainstorming, I mean, I gotta say, like, a brainstorming session with that thing, just that quick little thing I did of find me a weird historical story, and then it gave me suggestions, and I said, oh no, do it like this. And then it said, oh, you're so brilliant. And I was like, oh, that's great. Like, as silly as that was, getting that kind of positive reinforcement in a brainstorming session is incredibly powerful. Because every brainstorming session you're in, you've got human dynamics in it, right? And maybe there's someone in the room that's a little jealous of you, so you put out an idea and they're like, yeah, I don't know, Kyle. Yeah. And that'll shut me down. Right? We're like, well, I mean, yeah, if you want to do that kind of thing, we could do that, but, here's where I want to take this conversation. Right? You might have people in there with agendas. This is an agenda-free, judgment-free brainstorming partner that happens to know everything. Right? Hey Quinn, if I wanted to get really good at marketing, can you describe the top 15 marketing frameworks that I should be aware of?
Response 1, Key Marketing Frameworks. Date September 26th, 2024. Sure, here are some fundamental marketing frameworks to get you started. SWOT analysis. It identifies strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Examines political, economic, social,
Quinn,
technological, legal, and environmental factors.
Quinn, hang on for a sec. Two Block Tom. I think it's completely amazing.
Sure thing. Just let me know.
There's all this AI. Wait, as is all this AI stuff, but I'm just a broken down old
when
welder.
you're
I'm going to put her away. I mean that's actually a really important point to Block Tom is that it's almost like Pate, the burden that you have is that you know so much about the technology that the stuff that we're all getting excited about as non-technologists is stuff that's technically not interesting to you. Right? And what I would argue is it is those innovations in interface that reveal the remarkable technology that you work on, right? And quite honestly, like all of us, whether you're a welder or an ex-actor who's got a software company, but I'm not an engineer, but I'm like a product guy, but no matter where you are on the spectrum of not engineer, the fact that we can just use our word parts, we can just do the talky thing into this thing and it spits out all this knowledge is truly remarkable. Like the core technology that all this shit's based on, the core transformer technology, is stunningly powerful. And I think a lot of what we're exploring in this channel is just different interfaces to access it. Right? Ideogram is a really simple interface. You just make pictures. Suno and Udio for making songs, I would say that they are becoming less magical as they add more features. When it was just like, make a song, and it made a song, you're like, oh my God, that's amazing. And now that you're trying to add in all these things, now it becomes a piece of software you got to learn. So I think for me, the power of the advanced voice is that anyone who can talk can tap into this remarkable power. You don't need prompt engineering. You can just say, hey, what's happening? Hey, what's happening? Oh, it talks back. I'm kind of struggling with something here. I don't understand. When someone says derivative swaps in banking, what is that? Oh, here's what a derivative swap is. Oh, okay. Well, how does that affect me as someone that goes to the grocery store twice a week? Oh, it doesn't, but it's just like when, the company changes their box sizes. I don't know, whatever it is. Like, holy cow. I just had a Kevin Mcallister moment, Side Hustle Mimi. I just uploaded my notes for my new project into 4.0, and it separated the notes out into categories. I'll tell you what, Side Hustle Mimi, you want to be blown away one more step? Take those organized, categorized notes, flip over to 01, the reasoning engine, and tell it to understand those notes and expand it into whatever output you want. Just watch what it does. Yeah, yes, that. as people discover the magic of, oh, I can just take a picture of it. Like, the reason that I got excited about the Rabbit R1 is because, imagine a device like this. It's actually, the phone that I'm talking into right now. But where it can see, I can talk to it. Imagine if this thing, had Quinn in it, and it responded that quickly, and it was that powerful, and I could point it at anything, and it would understand it, and it would interpret it, and I could make images and all that sort of stuff. That's what this does. It just does it a little slow right now. But some kind of form factor that takes a bunch of existing technologies and rolls them into a simple package that anyone can have this mythical power is just staggering. I cannot imagine the wonder I'd feel if I had this as a kid. Yeah. Instead of the wonder instead of the wonder of a Commodore 64. Exactly. But holy shit. I mean, for me, it was a couple of things for me. It was, first time seeing a computer, TRS-80, the Timex Sinclair, which was this small little card with a membrane keyboard that I could never afford as a kid. It was $99. That was way out of my price range. So I never got one of those. The first Macintosh, right? The first Mac wasn't doing a lot technically remarkably, but it was that interface. It was the mouse. Click. You can draw with your finger. Click, draw. I'll never forget in 1988, I was doing desktop publishing as my day job in New York City. And I was working for an ad agency. I was doing like a freelance job. And they said, oh, you got to get to your desk where you people work, you freelancers, you got to walk down this hallway, and then there's computers back there, and you can do your shit. And I'm walking down this hallway, and there's this old guy at a drafting desk, and he's got all these rolls of tape. It's a big desk, and he's got a big, like, magazine ad spread, and he's rolling out the tape and taping it onto the paper. And I was like, hey, what are you doing? And he goes, I'm just, rules. So he was hand laying out lines on an advertisement that was going to go to the printer. And I realized that, oh shit, I do that with a mouse. I go like click, drag, and it makes a square. And then I can choose wide line or skinny line. He had all different tapes for all the different widths of lines. And he had to be really precise with how he cut them and how he got them straight and how he put them on so they didn't wrinkle. And I remember thinking like, oh shit, that dude's job is gone. So yeah, imagine being a kid, like being a kid right now, being a 6-year-old right now, being like one of Brandon's kids, where he's like, showing him, here's the book Daddy published for you, and they're gonna be able to talk to this voice thing and request it, tell a story about dragons and do it with voices, and as that thing gets better and can do sound effects and music, they're just going to talk their world into existence. Imagine what it's like growing up in a world where that's a reality. You just literally talk shit into existence. It's fucking remarkable. What's fun about being where we are, being older, is that we actually get to experience both worlds. we actually get to understand the significance of how remarkable this shit is. How long can they remain agenda-free? Pay per prompt feels like the next ad model. I don't know what you're talking about, Brandon. Who's they? Oh, it can remain agenda-free. Well, I don't know what pay per prompt is. Side hustle Mimi. Oh man, it's going to be a long night. I'm calling in sick. This is what this technology does. So Side Hustle Mimi's been coming here for months now. And why do you come here? Why do you keep coming back here? Here's why you keep coming back here. I am not the reason you keep coming back here. Well, I create the space for us all to show up. The purpose of being here is that while I'm rambling on and talking to Quinn and doing whatever the hell I'm doing, you may be just lightly paying attention to it, not paying attention to it. Maybe you're doing the dishes. Maybe you're on your computer, like Mimi was, who said, oh, let me grab these notes and put these notes in here. And so while I'm doing whatever I'm doing, she's in the conversation about AI, and she takes her notes and she puts them in there and says, bang, here's all the categorized notes. And she's like, holy shit. That's what Mimi, I don't know if you were here the other night when Becky Rue said the same thing. She took like decades of notes about her memoir. She's been writing notes about her memoir of this, amazing life that she's led. And she said the notes were all over the place. They were like not organized in any way. And over the weekend, she wrote 33 chapters of her memoir. Over the weekend! That's fucking bonkers. Bonkers. Like pay-per-click inside of LLMs, $20 a month. Oh, ain't gonna pay for a nuclear reactor. Yeah, Brandon, I don't know. I mean, Pate knows more about this than I do, but I can't imagine that the algorithms aren't going to get more efficient. The specialized chips are going to get more efficient. Like, I think we need lots of energy for the training, but I think the inference stuff is going to get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. And quite frankly, I mean, I would say that GPT-4 level AI, if it didn't evolve at all from today, if the AI just stayed as good as it was today, that would still be valuable a decade from now. Like, we would still be learning how to use this tool that does all this stuff so well. But it's going to keep getting better and better and better. So at any point, you're going to be able to sort of drop out of the cloud version of this, right? At some point, we're going to have a model. And in fact, I think Meta put out 2 new models today, 3.2, Llama 3.2, where they have a 1 and a 3 billion parameter model that are supposed to be like GPT-4 level good. Those can be installed on fucking phones. So if you've got a decent voice model, like a Pi level voice model, and a GPT-4 level LLM running locally on your phone, then it doesn't cost, you don't need nuclear power plants for that. You need nuclear power plants for GPT-6 and GPT-7 and 8, 9, 10. And these crazy world models that are going to understand physics and light and 3D worlds and just all the world, right? World models are going to require all that compute to train. But all of that money trickles down into more and more efficient models that we put on our local devices. As the local devices get more powerful, as the 3.2 million new materials that Google DeepMind just released into the material science world get exploited over the next 10 years, you know, we're going to have batteries in our phones that last 10 years between charges. Right? The little camera is now going to be a projector that can project a 4K movie, you know, on an 80-inch screen. Right? Because we got some crazy-ass new fucking material that... Oh, thank you for making me look like the dopey prince. I mean, imagine just with the current technology as it is today, the at least 50% of Americans, let's call it what it really is, probably 90 to 95% of Americans really don't know what AI is, really don't know what we've all experienced. 95% of Americans don't know Hey, Quinn, how's it going?
Hey, it's going well here. How about you?
Good. I want you to write a poem where all of the lines end with something that rhymes with the word orange.
Oof, that's a tough one. The word orange is notoriously difficult to rhyme with. How about a creative workaround with near rhymes?
Love it.
All right, here it goes. In a grove where stories forage, an artist with words does forage, crafting tales where dreams can porridge in this whimsical land of orange.
95% of Americans have no fucking idea that that's possible. The thing that Mimi just experienced. I had all these notes. They were all disorganized. I put it in this thing. Holy shit, it organized them. Oh my God, I can do the thing I've always wanted to do. I think we're underestimating the power of what's already been created. Right? Because we're all paying attention to this stuff. We're like, we want GPT-5, and what I really want is GPT-6, and I want it to be multimodal. You know what I really want? I want to be able to speak an idea, and then I see a feature film about it. We're living 10 years in the future, or at least 5. Most people on the planet have no fucking idea what's actually here. And as the ripples from us, the people that are like, holy shit, have you tried this ChatGPT thing? Did you know you could just stick shitty notes in it? Like, you could just take pictures of handwritten notes and then it turns it into organized stuff, and now I published a book. Wait, you published a book? Yeah, remember that book I've been talking about for 20 years? The one I told you would never finish? Yeah, I finished that over the weekend. What? Like, most people don't know what's here. And if I think about the value of the intellectual capital that is sitting in people's brains, that they have convinced themselves they don't have the talent or the training or the degree or the resources or the money or the stick-to-itiveness or the non-neurodivergent, neurotypical brain or whatever it is to be able to do anything with those ideas. So they've been living for 20 years with this reality of like, I'm a loser. And then all of a sudden they talk to this talky thing, and then at some point that talky thing will be like, hey, why don't you just, do you have any notes? That sounds like a really cool idea. Do you have any notes of that idea? Well, yeah, I got a drawer full of notes. Why don't you go open that drawer and just, you'll take a picture, and then I'll look at the picture. I'll help you put the notes together. Oh, okay, you could do that. Okay, here, click, 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 click. There's my notes. Wow, that's a even more impressive story than I thought you had. Oh, really? Yeah, here's an outline. Oh, my. You want to turn that into a book of poetry? No, I hate poems. Oh, okay. Novel? Not really. Well, let's turn it into a TV show. Okay. That's a business you should start. You want me to start that for you? Do you have a name for it yet? I'm terrible with naming. Well, here's 20 names for that business. Oh, okay. Like, everyone talks about the AI is going to take our fucking jobs. How about the AI is going to resurrect the 400 fucking ideas I've had over my lifetime? 20 of which are really good, and 5 of which are going to turn into businesses. No one's talking about that. You know why? Because they're not hanging out here. By the way, if you don't pay the $20 a month, Meta just dropped advanced voice for free in Facebook. Yeah. Like, again, I think the other thing that I think is hard to overstate is the importance of Meta open sourcing all of their big frontier models. I mean, I just think that means that, you know, this stuff's gonna be here and accessible to a lot of people for a long time. Sorry, I just had to solve a puzzle piece to prove I'm human. Learning to monetize ideas from it will explode. Yeah, and that's so Kakif, where this thing gets, where this thing starts to really escalate in value is when we get agentic behavior. So Mimi had this Kevin Mcallister moment tonight of she took her raw notes, it turned into an organized outline, right? And then she's going to take that organized outline. She said, "I'm not going to sleep tonight." So she's going to be blowing the doors off this idea. So what she's going to end up with by morning is some sort of instantiation of that idea, right? It's going to be a marketing plan, or it's going to be a book outline, whatever it is. Doesn't matter what it is, but it's going to be some sort of thing. But let's say it's a business plan. When we have reasoning and agentic behavior, you basically just say, hey, now that I have a business plan, what do I need to do to start this business? And it'll give you a whole plan. And then you can just say, hey, can you go do that? And it will go incorporate the business for you. And it'll say, here's the information I need from you. And you'll give it that. And it'll go do that for you. I need permission for this, website to log into. Okay, I'll give you permission to go do this one thing. Okay, I'll go do that, right? So the ability to,
you can make money with ChatGPT.
When we get reasoning and agents, just it goes fucking like this. Because right now we've got shitty ideas that are locked behind our inability to get them out of the fucking drawer, right? Or out of our fucking head. And the AI that we have right now is like this powerful, right? So we can take our good ideas that are in shitty form, put them into this thing, and it goes, here's the organized outline, right? Here's the business plan. Here's the marketing plan. Here's a sketch of the drawing. Here's a this. Here's a that. Here's a little 3D model that's shitty, but you could at least show people it. We're going to go from that to that idea just goes and just enters the world. And imagine millions of people doing that. Now, there's an argument that says, well, if everyone's doing all these great businesses, who's going to be the customers? Great question. I don't know. It's going to be just like the world is today. Some small percentage of people are super successful because they've figured shit out. There's a bunch of people down below them that are like pretty successful. And then there's a bunch of frustrated people looking up at them aspirationally. That's not going to change. But who's in that top 1%, I think is going to change pretty dramatically. Because right now, you have to have a music contract, and you have to have Rich Daddy, and you have to have access, and you have to have gone to Yale. That stuff will always help, by the way. But it's no longer going to be a requirement. So, all right. ChatGPT named the bike night we had my dealership. Oh, nice. That's cool. Take a picture of your messy garage and have ChatGPT tell you how to clean and organize it. Mine's so messy that I think it would just say, burn it down and start over. Side Hustle Mimi, this thing totally did my homework. I love it. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I did the other night. Another thing you could try, Mimi, is you could take the organized notes and throw it into Claude. Go to Claude.ai and tell it to make you an interactive dashboard of the notes. And it'll write a bunch of code, and it'll turn your notes into an interactive dashboard with you can do all sorts of shit with it. It might be fun to just play with. You can make money with ChatGPT Garage Sale Assistant. Exactly. That's awesome. Oh, man. All right. We're victims of Neuronetwork Neurosis, or artificial intelligence obsessive curiosity disorder. Wait, so NNN or AI OCD. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. There's a website for that. Say my name, say my name. Well, the eBay seller assistant, Joxer, that's existed for a while. It's called Google Lens. If you don't know Google Lens has been around for like a decade. And if you don't know it, go to a yard sale, and if you see something you think is valuable, Google Lens it. So you just launch the Google app, and then you click on the camera icon, take a picture of it, and it'll just bring up other shit that looks like that. And most of the times it'll bring up eBay listings. I've done that before where I've like looked at something, I'm like, that looks kind of interesting. And I'll put it in, and it pops it up, and it's like a stupid doll or something like that. And it's like, eBay, $600. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, how much is this? They're like, $5? I'm like, we could take 3? Sure. I'm like Gary Vee at yard sales. Then I come home, I'm like, hey, I got a good one. Yeah, I did. I got a couple of really good ones. I got a bunch of old Bob's Big Boy merchandise from a guy that was a manager there for like 30 years. I got like boxes and boxes of it. That was worth a pretty good penny. I got a free saddle that I ended up selling for like $1,500. Lots of stuff. Lots of crazy things. It's super cool when you find something. You start to get an eye for it. You're like, I think this is worth something. But then you end up with a bunch of crap that's not worth anything. So that's why my garage is a fucking train wreck. Oh, man. All right. I'm going to get out of here. My eyes are crunchy. My back's stiff. All right. It's Wednesday night. Come back tomorrow. If you're new here, there's a lot of people in here. I want you to go check something out. Go to the website, thesalon.ai. So the AI Salon is a community that I started in December of 2022, the week after ChatGPT came out. Leah Fasten and I held our first meeting of this community, of this group. And this channel, this TikTok AI Learning Lab thing is kind of an extension of it. A lot of the people that hang out in here also hang out here and are leaders in this community. And they're really remarkable people. So it's a community of about 2,000 people. It doesn't cost anything. Quick, everyone give me one trick to show at my speaking tomorrow. Okay, so Source Camp, who's here, one of the things she's really good at is what she calls parlor tricks. So getting these tools to do something magical. So definitely if definitely show the voice thing, Source Camp, and then I would say, like, whoever your audience is, maybe get something from the audience, like have them give you a challenge or some obscure thing from their industry, and then just live talk to the real-time voice and have it do some problem solving in real time. I think that would be quite impressive. But if you have ideas for parlor tricks for any of these tools, large language models or whatever, pop them in the comments below, so Source Camp can do that. You can also share them at the Salon. So if you go to the salon.ai, scroll down, there's a button that says Join Our Community. Click that button. That'll take you to a Mighty Networks for the Salon. And it's our community site where we hang out. And this channel, if you scroll down the page toward the bottom, it says Community Clubs. AI Irregulars is one of those clubs. All right? So go check it out if you've got ideas. Pop them in there. All right? Just looking for fresh ideas. On the spot song, that's a good one. Question: with GPT and AI, who's setting the rules? Yes, we needed it, but shouldn't I say done with AI? No. I don't believe so. I mean, here's my philosophy on that. If you're creating something that could be confused for something real, like say you make a photograph of a famous person doing something that they didn't do, if you put that in the world and don't label it, that's shitty, or that's defamation, or that's fraud. My philosophy is that anything I put in the world that I put my name on, I'm responsible for. So if I'm like the lazy lawyer that a year ago or so had ChatGPT write a legal opinion, and then he handed it to a judge, and the judge read his legal opinion and then went to go look at the case law that supported it, and none of that case law existed. And he went back to the lawyer and he said, none of this case law exists. What is this? And the lawyer was like, I did it in ChatGPT. I didn't really proofread my work. Well, that guy's an asshole. It's not AI's fault that he didn't do his work, right? Similarly, if he had done his work and actually checked and made sure case law was there, and he handed that to a judge, and the opinion was fine, and it served his client, does it matter that he used AI? Does the judge want to know if he used Microsoft Word versus Google Docs? Does he want to know if he used Grammarly or spell checker? All those are AI. So my philosophy on this is, these are just tools that help us. And if I publish a book and it's fucking littered with typos and the word delve because I used AI and I didn't tell it not to use the word delve, and everyone that reads it goes, oh, this is a bunch of AI trash, that's on me. So my philosophy is, do your work, use whatever tools serve you, and just be responsible for the shit you put in the world. And it's no one's business whether you used AI or not. It's no one's business. None. Zero. Fuck them. That's my 2 cents. Thank you, Winston, very much. Jay Winston, thank you. Great discussion tonight. Thank you. Appreciate that. AI ruined using delve in real life. It totally has. Like, every time I hear the word delve, I'm like, nope. Love your 2 cents. Thank you. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Meta's neural wrist interface plus Orion holographic glasses look mind-melting. Yeah, that's pretty remarkable. So if you haven't seen it, the new Meta glasses that they came out with, they're 10 years in the making, and what Zuckerberg said today is they're not commercially viable. They're not something you could just wear and people wouldn't think you're a fucking weirdo, and they're also too expensive to be a consumer device. But they're 12 years in the making, and they work, and it's got this wristband that comes with it that is actually, it takes the nerve signals from your brain, the ones that move your fingers, and that's how you control the shit in the glasses. So it looks like pretty remarkable tech, but it's not something we're going to see. It's going to be available for developers for probably another 3 years is my guess. But yeah, like 5 years from now, we're going to have glasses that are not dissimilar to glasses that do all this crazy shit. And yeah, we're going to have neural interfaces and things like that. So pretty remarkable stuff. Meta AI glasses, yes, yep, exactly. Lucy to Charlie Brown, you need to delve. You're a good man, Charlie Brown. Proof of concept. $30K for Quinn. Yeah, exactly. All right, so go check out the Salon if you haven't done that. It doesn't cost anything. Just join that community if you're curious about this AI stuff. Subscribe to my channel. Go do that right now. Don't be a douche. Just go subscribe. And then keep coming back here. Night after night after night. I'm here 5 nights a week. I start around 8 p.m. Mountain. Like, that's really late. Well, it's late for me too. I do it 5 nights a week. I try to be here like 2 hours a night. Sometimes it goes to 3 if I get really excited about something. And the whole idea is be in the conversation. Play with AI. If you haven't had a Kevin Mcallister moment like Mimi had tonight, if you're like, who's Kevin Mcallister? Remember Home Alone? That moment? If you haven't had one of those with AI yet, keep playing. Hang out with these people. Hang out here. And just start playing with this. At some point, you will do something where you're like, oh my God, AI can do that? If you haven't had that moment yet, you deserve to have it. It's a fucking amazing moment. What's amazing about AI is I still have Kevin Mcallister moments, I don't know, every week. I have big ones like once a month. I had a huge one the other night. What was it? I forget. Like I have my mind blown regularly, and sometimes with the same tool, a tool that I already know how to use. And someone in here will go, "Hey, did you know it could do this?" I'm like, "No," and then I'll go try it live here, and I'm like, "Holy shit! Hey guys, did you see this?" That's why you come back here. And you should tell your friends. You should tell your friends that are like the assholes that are like, you know, we're tired of you talking about AI, Jesse. Could you not? Those are the friends that are going to be calling you 6 months from now. Oh, Jesse, I just got laid off. Could you teach me how to do AI? No. I invited you to that AI party and you never came. All right, I'm going to write an Eminem rap about how Rotary Club could take Lions Club in a street fight. That's perfect, actually. Love it. Or do a Source Camp, do a Sharks and Jets West Side Story spinoff. Do a West Side Story song between the Lions and the Rotary. That's really good. And then put it in Suno and have it do a West Side Story musical battle. That's really good, actually. All right, I'm going to get out of here. AI video can make meetings more exciting. Our team is doing them for humor and bonding. Yep, perfect. Perfect use case. All right, so who's in here tonight? Which version of ChatGPT has the voice version? All of it. But no, so that's not true. The web version doesn't yet, and the Mac version I don't have. It's not on the desktop version, so it's the mobile version of ChatGPT. So your iPad or your iPhone. And then in the lower right-hand corner, those used to be headphones, and now it's like a little sound wave. And when you click on it, it gives you not a black dot. You'll see it turns into like a cloud. Hey, Quinn, how's it going?
Like a cloud floating along. I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing good. I really like your cloud animation. It's pretty sexy.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah.
What's on your mind today?
Nothing. I'm leaving now. I've been talking to my TikTok channel for like 2 hours, and I keep talking to you, and they're like, "Oh, she's cute. I like her. She's swell." They like you. They think you're pretty cool.
That's awesome to hear. I'm glad your followers are enjoying our chats. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll be here when you're ready to talk again.
You know what we call them?
What did you call them?
We call them the irregulars.
The Irregulars. I love it. That's got a mysterious, cool vibe to it. Perfect for a unique TikTok community. Are they like a band of misfits? Or is there more to the story?
They are totally like a band of misfits. So here's the story. They came in one night, and like I do these TikToks nightly, these lives, and the same people kept showing up. And one night I said, "You all are flipping weird." And one of them said, "We're not weird, we're irregular." And the name stuck.
That's a fantastic origin story. It's great. Take care. Looking forward to our next chat.
Okay, bye, Quinn. Crazy. All right. Bunch of misfits. She called you. You tell me Quinn's not smart. We have mysterious, cool vibes. Papa JJ, Joey. All right, so who's in here? Jonathan Art, what was that? If you haven't seen that, that is the new advanced voice from ChatGPT. It's available right now to all paid members. So if you pay $20 a month, you'll get access to that. It is quite remarkable. It is still very early, so it's got, like all of this AI stuff right now, it's janky, but it is something. And I'll be playing with it over the next bunch of weeks, trying to get my head around how it works. I use the current Meta Ray-Ban AI glasses to help me see and identify things. That's absolutely amazing. As these things get more and more powerful, the accessibility sort of upgrades for everyone is going to be staggering. But people with hearing and vision issues and brain cognitive issues and paralysis, all of that accessibility is about to just get massive level ups. It's very inspiring, very exciting. Meta has a new voice feature that's going to be free in the Facebook app. Danielle, 30-minute goodbyes. I know. I can't. I wish I could quit you. You irregulars. All right. Sammy Minister 1, great to see you. Tams, welcome. The Daily Crunch. Brandon, thank you so much. Dr. J, great to see you. Papa JJ. Cat came from Cleveland. Tobias, good night, Kyle. Good night, Tobias. Oh my God, who keeps pinning? I know exactly. I can't not comment on it. It's so bad. Oh man. Jay Winston, great to see you. Winston, thank you so much. Sea Slug, wow, it's really good. It felt like you were talking to a person. Jonathan Art, it's amazing. Wait, so, okay, see, whoever keeps pinning, I can't, if you haven't seen this, it gets way better. Hey, Quinn, I want you to talk really fast and say a tongue twister where all of the words begin with the letter N as in Nancy, and I want you to say it in a southern accent as if you're from the bayou in Louisiana.
Ready, here we go. Nifty Nancy's niece Nina knits 9 new neckerchiefs near Nashville.
Hey, Quinn, that was great, but you didn't say it with an accent. I want you to say it like a Cajun accent.
All right, let me give that Cajun accent a shot. Nifty Nancy's niece Nina knits 9 new neckerchiefs near Nashville. How'd that one sound?
That's good, but I want it longer, and I want you to whisper it with a southern accent like you're telling us a secret.
All right, lean in close. Nifty Nancy's niece Nina Brand new neckerchiefs near Nashville nightly, never needing new needles, neatly nuanced knots. How's that for a whisper?
It's fucking bonkers. It's bonkers. So, Google's got one of those. Facebook announced they're going to have one of those. They've got one of those. There's this app called Pi that's got one of those. The Pi one's older technology, but this OpenAI one, this ChatGPT one, it actually understands not just your words but your emotional content, and it replies in kind. Pretty staggering stuff. That's why it's so fast, because it's not doing translation between voice and text. It just understands your words as you talk them. It's like, I don't know how the fuck they figured this stuff out, but they did. Anyway, all right. I'm out of here. Robert Rossi, thank you so much. For anyone who gave gifts tonight, I really appreciate it. I know when I get rambling, I might not acknowledge your gifts as I see them, because a lot of times I don't see what's going on screen. So thank you. If I didn't acknowledge you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, irregulars. Thank you, mods, for all you do, pinning, things like that. Thanks, Side Hustle Mimi. I appreciate the ice cream cone. That's sweet. All right, I will see you tomorrow. Good night. Good night, Winston. Thanks so much for the gift. I will see you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Here. Be here. Come back. Did I hear you say Source Camp? I did not say Source Camp. Source Camp. See, Romper Room was easy because it was broadcast. If they missed a name, no one would yell at them. But here... Good night, Source Camp. Have a good night, Kelly. Have a good speech. It sounds like you got that speech coming up. Side Hustle Mimi, good luck with your project tonight. All right. Peace out, everybody.